Hello children, it's always a great time for a story. Do you like stories about dragons? Well, I do, and I've got a dragon story for you today. Have a look at this. It's called The Reluctant Dragon. Do you know what reluctant means? It means when you don't really want to do something. I wonder what the dragon didn't really want to do in this story. Let's find out, shall we?
One summer's evening, a shepherd tore down the hill to his cottage. "Ah!" he screamed. He flung open the door. "I just saw a dragon," he panted. "A dragon?" shrieked his wife. "A dragon," thought their son. "I wonder if he's friendly." The next morning, Sam set off to find out. "I'll be extra careful," he promised his parents. "At the first sign of smoke, I'll run." But the dragon was friendly, and he was thrilled to see Sam. "I love my cave, but it does get lonely," he said. The dragon told tales of long, long ago. Once upon a time, fire-breathing dragon filled the skies. They kidnapped princesses and battled bold knights. The dragon loved telling stories, and Sam loved hearing them. Every day he came back for more, until the villagers found out about the dragon. Well, I guess it's pretty hard to keep a dragon a secret. Well, they were terrified. They trembled in their tunics and quaked in their boots. "We need someone to fight this monster." Sam raced off to warn him. Uh-oh, the villagers want to kill the dragon. Oh my gosh. "The villagers want to get rid of you," he gasped. "They say you're dangerous." "Nonsense. I wouldn't hurt a fly." That afternoon, Sam heard even worse news. "Look, it's St. George, the dragon killer. Hooray!" Uh-oh, Sam doesn't look happy here. Look, oh no. A dragon killer can only be here for one reason. Sam rushed back to the dragon. "St. George has come to fight you," Sam shouted, "and he has the longest, pointiest spear I've ever seen." "But I don't like fighting," said the dragon. "I'll hide in my cave until he goes." Does that sound like a good plan to you? Well, Sam doesn't think so. "You can't," said Sam. "He'll find you." The dragon yawned. "Oh, I'm sure you'll think of something," he drawled. Oh, he's leaving it all up to Sam. That doesn't seem very fair. I hope Sam's got some good ideas. Sam wandered through the village square, thinking hard. A crowd was telling St. George about the dastardly dragon. "He'll eat us all. He'll set us on fire." Oh, that's a bit hard on the dragon. He hasn't done anything wrong yet. Not that we know of, anyway. When the villagers had gone, Sam went up to St. George. "It's not true," he protested. "The dragon wouldn't hurt a fly." "But they want to see me fight him," said St. George. "What can I do?" "I've got an idea," Sam said. "Come and meet the dragon." Oh, that's always a good way if you're afraid of something or if you want to fight them. Better to meet them and talk it out. "Here's the plan," said Sam. "You could have a pretend fight." "But it must look real," insisted St. George. "And then we can have a feast." Oh, the dragon would love a feast. The next day, Sam waited nervously by the dragon's cave. The entire village trekked up the hill to watch the fight. Oh, I don't know if this is the nicest village ever in history. They're pretty eager to see a fight with a poor dragon. Colossal cheers broke out when St. George rode into view. But where was the dragon? A roar echoed around the hills. Roar! Flames blistered the air, and the dragon thundered out of his cave. "Charge!" yelled St. George, galloping forward. The dragon bounded up, and they shot past each other with a wink. "You missed!" cried the crowd. St. George and the dragon swung around and charged again. Oh, they're very good actors if this is pretend. Clatter, bang, oof! Uh-oh. The dragon gave a groan and slumped to the ground. St. George stood over him in triumph. Hurrah! Cut off his head! Spear him! Uh-oh. Well, I think that dragon has learned his lesson, declared St. George. Let's invite him to a feast. And he led the villagers, Sam and the dragon, down the hill. The feast went on until the stars came out and everyone was happy. Sam was happy because his plan had worked. The villagers were happy because they'd seen a fight. St. George was happy because he'd won. But the dragon was happiest of all, for he had lots of new friends and a very full tummy. Well, that was an interesting story, wasn't it? I'm still not too sure about those villagers, but do you know what? Even though they had an issue with the dragon, they were kind enough to share their food at the end, and there's always something to be said for people who can move on and become friends. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story.
I hope you enjoyed that story, children. Has anyone ever tried to make you do something that you don't want to do? How did you handle a problem like that? I hope you have a great weekend, children. Bye for now.